Hello Reformers and welcome to a special feature of Extreme Commander, and emphasis on the extreme here because this mod is insane, and you're going to see why I say that, because we're going to start a new game and, well, there are nightmares that are easier than this. Oh yeah, that's for sure. Okay, so yes, please select your game options. These options cannot be changed after the game has begun. So we can assemble all 16 NPCs at the tavern. I think we're actually going to do that because having companions early on is very, very important in this mod. So, yes. Oh yeah, also, by the way, if you'd like to download it, the link is in the description. So, let's assemble them. Add bandit heroes into the game. If you choose yes, 6 bandit heroes will appear in the wilderness according to your character's level. The bandit parties will come to accompany them. They become much united, not like a sheet of loose sand, apparently. Anyway, we're going to say yes to that as well. There we go. Alright, let's do this. Okay, so, character background. Usually, if I'm going to be playing an extremely difficult mod, it's either going to be one of the randomized times that I like to do that, or it's going to be something that where I will actually try to be as powerful as possible. Here, I think this is actually a pretty decent start. So I think we're just going to go for that. I'm sure there's a much, much better way of doing things, but I think randomize is much more fun. So let's do that. There we go. Alright, so. Learn to quit without saving. Byron, yes. Byron Bertild is here once again to, yes, get absolutely massacred, no doubt. Anyway, we can get basically every single skill to 15 with the exception of the combat skills and the first aid skills, as well as riding, and as well as tactics, and I think also, no, the first aid skills go to 12. Oh, that's pretty good. I read that they had been changed. I think first aid, yes, first aid is only to 8, but as you can see, it's been changed, so it's no longer 5%, it's actually 6% per skill, which is good, and surgery has also been changed with 5.5% chance instead of, you know, 4% or whatever it was. Anyway, wound treatment is exactly the same, and spotting and all that sort of thing. Leadership increases the amount of troops you can command by 10, and obviously increases your party morale, and reduces troop wages by 5%. You can get that to level 15 as well. So there are many, many things you can get here, and as you can see, we start with inflated stats as well, because you're gonna need them. You are certainly going to need them. So I'm gonna go for 5 in pathfinding immediately, because you're gonna need it. Trust me, you're gonna need it. Anyway, I think it would probably be quite nice. I don't know what to do, to be honest. I'd love to be able to get some more leadership, but I think 2 at the moment is okay. And we have 5 points remaining, and I think we probably are going to need quite a bit in Iron Flesh and Power Strike. So I'm not entirely sure whether we should go for any more than that. I think spending our points in two-handed and one-handed should be fine. All of our skills seem pretty reasonable at the moment, actually. Let's go for another point in riding skill, actually. Let's go for a couple of points in riding, because I think our horse is going to be quite important in the early game. So, there you go. Let's do that. And then we're just going to randomize him a little bit. Randomize. That's what we've done with our start, with our character creation. So we might as well do that with the way our character looks. But yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Byron. Okay, this is actually, oh no, it's actually looking not too bad. Let's go with something like here, and then we could just change his hair around a little bit. Yes. Okay. Well, I guess that's kind of similar to how Byron was. He had a small moustache, didn't he? Or something like that. Something like this. There we go. Let's go with that. Alright, so where are we going to start? This is quite important as well, because you need very strong units. So I think I'm probably going to go to the Nords, because having really good infantry is going to make a big difference here. So I'm going to go for the Nords. And I'm going to be attacked. And yes, hopefully this guy is not going to know how to do anything, and hopefully I'll just be able to shoot him down. As you can see, that was pretty easy. Thank you very much. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go into the tavern after this right away and try and recruit a couple of companions. Hello merchant of Sargoth, there we go, yes. I am interested. Give me 100 dinars. Okay, so this is when it starts getting very difficult. In my first test run of the mod, I got mobbed by 2 bandit parties with extremely elite units. So you're gonna, yes, you'll see what happens. Alright, so Borcher is here, and we have actually people that we have never heard of before, because apparently they've been renamed. That's cool. Alright, so yes, this is Ymira, I would assume, and she is a medic, so it would be rather wonderful if she could join us for free, yes, which she is. And who's this guy? This is Rolf. Hello. Yes, this is Rolf. Alright, so he is 300 dinars. Ah, I don't have that, unfortunately. Okay, is Borcher free as well? I don't... Nope, he's not free either. Oh no. This is Marnid, I believe. Yes, this is Marnid. He has a lot of trade skill. He joins us for free as well, which is good. We need to level these fellows up as quickly as possible. Oh my, okay. Oh, this is Beheshter. I don't think he joins us for free. No, he doesn't. Alright, yep, he joins, yes. Okay, and this is Deshavi, I believe. Yes. Yes, we're getting a lot of people here. That's good. Yeah. And the funny thing is, I could easily afford these, but I just don't have enough. I mean, you know, they are very cheap, but I just really don't have enough. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so, yes, this is Katrine, as far as I'm aware. 100 dinars, okay, well... Oh dear. Excuse me, please accept my apologies. Oh no. Yes, I don't really want to fight this guy. As you can tell, he actually has a pretty good weapon. Oh, never mind. Oh, yeah. He has good... Oh yes, he does have a good weapon. A very good weapon. Oh, wow. That was... Yes, that was rather difficult, if I do say so myself. Hello. Okay, so are you going to join me as well? This is Bunduck, I believe. Nope, he's not going to join. Okay, so do I have enough? Yes, I do. Okay, that's great. So now, technically what we can do is, if we want to, we can go to Kurin and, well, recruit a bunch, if we like. Now, yeah, I should also mention that every single thing in the mod is increased, and there is a perfectly viable way of playing as a bandit, basically. So you could play as a Bandit King or Queen if you so desired, because you have a wide variety of different choices when it comes to the bandits' upgrades. They actually do level up from just being lowly, terrible thieves and bandits and all that sort of thing into crazy good units. As you can see, there's looters, black Kurgits, executioners, rangers, killers, lieutenants, and twilight infantry. I don't know how good they are, and I don't know whether I want to find out, to be honest. So I'm just going to go back into the tavern and speak to the merchant. I will hunt for the bandits, learn where the hostages are being held. Yeah, now here's the thing. This initial quest is very hard. I'm going to show you after this, because I'd just like to make sure that I haven't missed anyone. Ah, this is, I believe, the other surgeon. What's his name again? Ah, yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember. That's Nizar. Jeremus, that's it. Yes, there we go. And this is the fellow with a huge amount of trainer skill. Unfortunately, he is also 400. There's a ransom broke. A ransom broke. And Rena, hello there. That's Clethy, isn't it? Yes, I think that's Clethy. And this is Artie Menor over here. Are you going to join for free? No, of course you're not. Of course you're not. Alright, so yeah, we're done there. Let's go to the marketplace, and we can actually meet with the guildmaster there as well. I'm going to change my rusty sword out for the Nordic sword. We do have a hunting crossbow and all this sort of thing, and we've just got absolutely awful gear, but that's just how it's going to have to be at the moment. We really don't have anything else. And we do have a book of healing as well, so I suppose that's going to help us out a little bit. Let's speak to the guildmaster, see if he has a job for us. Escort a caravan. No, I'm not going to do that, thank you very much. That's going to be a little bit too difficult for us right now. And as you can see... Yeah. The band of robbers that you fight at the very beginning have 193 in their army. So... I'm probably... Am I actually going to try and fight them? Okay, I'll tell you what, I'm actually just going to save because it's a special feature and we're going to just try this out. It's highly unlikely that I'll be able to do this, but let's see whether that is going to happen, alright? So, we have Nord Recruits. Nord Recruits. And we also have a bunch of companions. As you can see also, the map is vastly different. As you see here, it's very much a rectangle rather than a square, and it is very, very small in comparison. There's also health bars as well, by the way, so that's pretty cool. Now, here's the thing. This is what you want to be doing. You want to be running around and trying to kill as many of the looters as you can. And if you do get killed, then I suppose it doesn't really matter too much, because you will have gained, hopefully, enough experience by that time. Yeah, my people are getting killed by the demonesses and the mercenary captains and things like that. If they only had these, if they only had looters, then it would be very easy for us to win this. But, yeah, unfortunately, they don't. Yes, they have demonesses and all kinds of things. So, yeah, okay, so here we go. Because of Iron Flesh skill, you will regain 1 lost HP in 1 second. So, yeah, you do have a wide variety of different things there to take into account as well. So, for example, your skills take active roles in the fight itself, instead of them just being random things that don't really do anything. So, it's pretty good. Pretty good in that respect. Unfortunately, I am going to absolutely murder and well, get murdered. So yes, let's press the space key to get out of there. And we're going to get taken prisoner. Of course, that was going to happen. There was no way no way we were going to be able to do that. But as you could see, we actually were dealing a lot of damage and doing some pretty decent things at that. We still have 5 units with us, as you see. And I guess the others, yeah, we will not be able to take these guys on right now. But that's okay. That's absolutely fine. Because I'd like to maybe fight these guys. Or maybe I can help the manhunters? Okay, never mind. Apparently, yes. Apparently the manhunters were just like, oh no, I can't possibly take part in this battle. Yeah. I was hopeful that they might, but no. No, of course not. So, yeah, very difficult start, as you can see. I could technically reload. I probably will do that in just a second, but I wanted to see whether we could actually take one of these guys on. Maybe we could. I think we can actually deal with this. I mean, eventually, you know? It's gonna be... This is a mod for those of you that are not challenged with any other, basically. So if you're not... If you've passed, you know, Blood and Steel's challenge and you haven't really... you know, gotten on with anything like Flores or anything like that, then this is definitely something that you want to take a look at, because I know that there are many of you out there that are, you know, very, very much into hard, difficult, challenging gameplay, and you don't really care about, you know, story or, you know, anything like that, and this is certainly the mod for you. Obviously, I'm actually not doing too badly here, surprisingly enough. I'm actually kind of surprised about that. Oh, yes, the Executioner. The Executioner was crazy good right there. Alright, well, I'm going to reload, and then we'll obviously try maybe one of these fights again. Well, it seems like I've actually just found a rather peculiar party of Dark Knights. They have Demonesses, Shadow Warriors, Heavy Sword Bearers, and Bandit Boss Shaka. And one of their prisoners is Quick Jimmy. And I'm actually kind of intrigued as to who Quick Jimmy is. I would very much like to rescue him, if at all possible. So maybe we can do that. I don't know. I'm not sure how that's going to happen, but maybe we can try that out. Who knows? I think probably the best possible scenario for actually dealing with this mod is probably to give yourself a certain amount of stats, a certain amount of money, and a certain amount of gear as well. And from there, try to, you know, make something of yourself. Obviously, if you want to do it the, you know, the legit way, then you can very easily do that, as you can see. Very, very much a difficult mod. Ooh, okay, here we go. Okay, so the renown value is also insane, as you can see. We have 49 renown value for this battle. -2 battle advantage. I'm actually quite surprised that we only have -2, because we are outnumbered rather considerably here. But, well, that is to be expected. Okay, so we haven't leveled up either, as you can see, because obviously I did reload, because I don't really want to just run around as a prisoner, because I wouldn't have technically engaged either of those parties in those situations. It was just for the special feature, and hopefully some of you can understand that. Anyway, we are hopefully not going to... Oh my, they have bows. Well, that's a bit worrying, I have to admit, because that's going to... Oh no, they don't have bows. They just... Oh, they do have bows. Yes, they do have bows, and they also have thrown weapons and all kinds of things. Oh my. Well, this is not gonna work. Oh no, that was terrible. Oh, that was absolutely awful. Okay, so how we could just retreat actually, because we can still technically leave. My, oh, I don't even know. I don't even know. Yes, I think it was a brave decision to run from the battle. Yes, exactly. But yeah, there you go. So there's a small look at the early game of Extreme Commander, and I think it's about time that we get some revenge on some of these parties. And as a result, I'm going to be cutting away, and I'm going to enhance our progression a little bit, aka cheating, and we're going to take a look at Quick Jimmy. Hopefully we'll be able to rescue him. Alright, so I've been doing a lot of enhancing, yes. It's very, very difficult, actually, even with the increased easiness of doing things. But, as you can see here, I have a wide variety of different units to show you. Anyway, what we have here is a branching unit upgrade system. Now, on the one hand, you have the standard level ups. So, for example, you have Swadian Militia, and they go into Swadian Footmen, Swadian Skirmishers, all standard sort of stuff, right? Well, the recruits can also choose to level up into Twilight Warriors, and they go into Twilight Infantry and then into Twilight Mercenaries if you so desire. You can choose between the two, and those have different branches as well. One of them goes into the Royal Knights and the Master Sergeants and Master Guardians and Master Archers, and the other one goes into Dark Knights and Dark Snipers. So if you want to have an entire army of dark units, quote unquote, then you can do that. And I think that's really, really cool. Anyway, that is to do with the Swadians. Now, the Nords have a completely different unit upgrade system, and I would assume that it's different for every single faction in the game. Now, the Nords, they can go into blunt weapon users. Actually, they're technically called blunt blades, and that then goes into... Well, I should probably just go and recruit some and show you, but fact is, they eventually become shadows, which you see here. So basically you can become shadow warriors or mercenary killers from ninjas, and there are just so many different branches to think of here. So, for example, I've gotten a bunch of mercenary killers here because I really like the Shinigami. I think the Shinigami are really cool because I love that two-handed weapon. I think that's a really cool two-handed weapon because it has crush through blocks, bonus against shields, and it's really, really cheap to use as well. You only need about 5 strength to be able to use that, which is pretty crazy. Anyway, there's the Shadow there, there's the Samurai Master, and if you actually get Shadow Warriors, then they just become Shadows, and if you get Mercenary Killers, then they only become Shinigami. Now, I really like both of those, but obviously you can decide however you wish. Otherwise, you can get Samurai Masters, and Shadows, and then Shinigami. So you can choose between Shinigami, Shadows, and Samurai Masters, however you want them to end up. Now, personally, I think the Shinigami are the best because they do have that massive two-handed sword. Shadows, I'm not entirely sure what they're like. Shall we take a look at them? Let's take a look at them. Now, as you can see, it's plain to see what they're good at, isn't it? Yeah, throwing weapons. Throwing weapons. They are just insane when it comes to throwing weapons. 440 weapon proficiency in that. That's just crazy. And, you know, if you take a look at the Samurai Masters as well, you can see what they're good at. One-handed, two-handed weapon proficiencies. And they're all very well statted as well. They have really, really solid stats. And I thought that I would leave my army a little bit less full. You know, I didn't want to get an absolutely full party here because I wanted to show you the absolute craziness that is the recruiting system, because as you can see, the recruiting system seems to scale with your level. I think it scales with your level at least. And as you can see, I can just get 42. Yeah, 42 Nord recruits for 672 dinars. Very cheap, actually. Very cheap to be able to do that. And then they become blunt blades or Nord footmen. You know, standard sort of stuff. So, without further ado, I think it might be a nice idea to go up here and see whether we can rescue... What's his name again? Quick Jimmy. Yes, Quick Jimmy. Let's see if we can rescue him and see what they have in store for us. I did make one of our companions a pretty massive beast. Here. Yes. She is going to be absolutely crazy. As you can see here, I've given her just a bunch of... Yeah, kind of an amazing amount of stats. Because I wanted to see how good she's going to be with this weapon, which is a heavy double axe. This requires strength 5. Oh, this is the weapon that requires strength 5. This is the heavy annihilator, which is what I'm using, requires strength 12. But obviously, strength 12, that's literally nothing in the grand scheme of things. You can get that straight away. And then I have a black shield here. I also have a heavy one-handed battle axe, bonus against shields, etc. And the black shield is just crazy good. I mean, look at it. It's just insanely good. And then we have the drow plate here and some kabuto helm and you know, some other samurai oriented armor as well. And then I bought a heavy bronze armored charger. And there's also a drow priestess's shield if you don't want to use the black shield, which is pretty cool. It's got about the same size, actually exactly the same size, has a little bit more HP, but less resistance. And there's just a bunch of other things here, like the black helmet, you know, I can wear that if I so desire. And yeah, there's all kinds of actually really, really cool weapons. For example, this is a blunt weapon. So if you want something that isn't going to do cutting damage and actually knocks people unconscious, then this is certainly the weapon for you, because it's relatively cheap, and yet it does so much. It's really good. Anyway, there you go. We're going to just level some of these guys up here. And these guys have all leveled up, of course. So I'm just going to go for, I don't know, I think I'll just go for half blunt blades and half Nord footmen. I think that's pretty good. Around half, anyway. I don't really care too much about the numbers here. And we'll just go for some Twilight Mercenaries and things like that. Oh yeah, by the way, I did get an RGL error when I was leveling the Twilight units up to the Twilight Royal Knights, but all that requires is for you to close the RGL error and then just re-maximize the game, and that's absolutely fine. So it doesn't stop you from playing, and I hope it doesn't stop you from using the units in battle. I've never used the units in battle just yet, so let's see whether that is indeed... Oh yes, they're having problems. Okay, well yeah, I don't really care about you at the moment because, well... I'm fighting. Yes, let's fight the coast. Here we go there. Okay, so let's do it. Heavy sword bearer. 192 versus 100. And is it gonna crash? Oh my. Did it give me another RGL error? I think it did. Alright, well there you go. Yes, there was a slight problem with the RGL error, and it's basically doing it all the time now, isn't it? It's probably because of those Twilight Knights. So I recommend, if you're going to play this mod, do not get the Twilight Knights. Alright, well that seems to have fixed itself. I just closed the RGL error again. It was actually the Warblade. Apparently someone's using a black Warblade that is missing a texture or something like that. So yeah, obviously that's a bit of a problem. But yeah, did you actually just see what happened there? I don't know whether you saw, but basically what happened was I was using, you know, my horse and just running around a little bit and just having a bit of fun. And I got hit for about 86 damage. And what happened was, I then regenerated. Thanks to our Iron Flesh, I regenerated that health over time. Look at this. Because of the Iron Flesh skill, you will regain 18 lost HP in 5 seconds. And then it says your injuries have stabilized. This is an absolutely, in my opinion, fantastic system for dealing with injuries, because I know in some other mods, you know, they tend to give you, you know, they'll give you some, you know, healing ability of some sort, and you'll have to use it yourself. You know, it will be an active ability of some sort. And that's all very well and good, but the thing is, it could be abused in many respects. Like, obviously Blood and Steel is quite a, you know, big example here, because Blood and Steel has this really amazing system called Heroic Health, and in parts you actually need it. You need it to play Blood and Steel, because Blood and Steel is very, very much a game, well, shall I say a mod that is very difficult, and you're going to receive a lot of damage over time in that mod. And personally, I think enabling it is the only way to play Blood and Steel, just because then you have much more fun, you can participate in battles much more, and you can just in general enjoy it. And this is kind of on that scale, but less overpowered. It gives you a very, very good balancing between the two. So now I'm a little bit worried that I'm going to get another RGL error, so that's why I was taking a bit of time. Okay, so I'm actually going to take this guy prisoner, and now I can let this... He's a liege? He's apparently a king of some sort. I think he's actually a bandit king. Would you like to join me? No, I want to go on my own. Oh, well, that's a shame. Alright, so yeah, then there's also this, which is also very cool in my opinion, where you can let your NPCs collect all the items, and then they can just sell them at the town, which is really cool. So if I want to equip all of my NPCs, so for example, look at this. This is a really cool menu. I've never seen this menu before in any mod that I've played. Obviously, I've played a lot of them, and maybe this menu is more prevalent in some mods that I haven't played, but as you can see, you can change the gear of anyone in your party at a whim. Look at this. I can just put this on him right now. And there you go. It's done. Just like that. Just like that. It's pretty crazy, right? Yeah, I think it's pretty crazy. So there you go. That's nice. And then what we can do is set the price threshold. Well, 0 is absolutely fine. And we can let the NPCs collect all the items and continue. And then we can just tell them to, you know, sell at the nearby town. And that's exactly what I was complaining about actually in A Clash of Kings, the latest version of A Clash of Kings, because that apparently has removed that particular function. Alright, so I'm not entirely sure what went on there. Apparently there was some problem with my recording software. Maybe it's just not really liking getting minimized all the time because of the RGL errors. But anyway, point is, the looting system is much better in this mod than it is in basically any other, with the exception of maybe Flores. I think Flores is the only other one to have that pick up companions loot thing. So I think that's pretty cool. And yeah, otherwise, that's pretty much it. I think I wouldn't mind doing a siege. I think that would actually be kind of fun, so let's try and do one of those. I'm just going to level up a couple of those Dark Hunters, get some more Twilight Archers here, and just level these guys up in general. And I don't particularly care about our companions at the moment, because they're really kind of useless. So I'm just going to head onward to one of the Nord towns. I'm actually gonna just go and insult this guy if I can. Hello, Jarl Harold. I'm moving very, very fast. But yes, anyway, the point is, I think that the HP regeneration system, which relies on your Iron Flesh, and I think that really does make a huge difference, because obviously in other mods you do have like first aid and things like that, but in general, I can't actually insult him. Apparently I can't insult him. Well, that's unfortunate. Apparently I'm gonna have to wait until he exits or something along those lines. But anyway, yeah. I think things like the first aid skill and it relying on that, that's perfectly fine. I have no problem with, you know, skills like that, because I think that makes sense. And heroic health in general, Blood and Steel, that makes sense in that, even though it's automatically regenerating HP, and, you know, some people may feel that that's not okay. I personally feel like it's really cool and fun, but, you know, to each his own, I suppose. But anyway, the point is, this Iron Flesh skill is, in my opinion, the most balanced that I have seen in a mod, and I think that's really cool, because it heals you over time, and so if you get killed by some sort of burst, then you're gonna, you know, you're gonna have a problem, you know, you're gonna have a problem. So, you know, that is indeed the strongest thing about that, because if you get killed by burst, then you're dead, but if you don't, then you're going to stay alive a little bit longer, and it's just going to be even more fun for you. So anyway, 18 hours until the ladders are built. Hopefully these guys aren't going to attack me, because I would very much appreciate it if they didn't. Anyway, there's a bunch of our wages and things like that. I think if you were going to start a playthrough of this mod, I'd highly recommend giving yourself in the text files, just give yourself, I don't know, about 1,000,000 gold, something like that. Just give yourself 1,000,000 gold, give yourself, you know, some pretty decent stats, so 21 in every stat or something like that, and then just go from there and see how it goes. And I think you're going to have a lot of fun like that. Anyway, let's lead our soldiers in an assault. I'm pretty sure we're going to have relatively similar... Oh, no! Oh, no. Yes, it did it again. Yes, it did the RGL error thing again, so that's great. I don't know whether you heard my exclamation there of, oh no! Yes. Anyway, this blade is fantastic. Do you see the blood that actually comes up, though? The blood that comes up when they are trying to block, but because you are such a massive beast, and you have this amazing weapon, it just doesn't care. It just goes through the shield like butter. It's great. It's really good. But yeah, as you can see, look at that. Because of Iron Flesh skill, you will regain 9 lost HP in 3 seconds. And it does it over time, so I think that's really awesome. I think that is really, really cool. And I'm going to stop harking on about the Iron Flesh skill now, but I think that that's just really, really nice. And you are gaining weapon points as well. As you can see there, you've got 1 weapon point. What does that actually mean? Does that mean these weapon points? Yeah, I would assume that it means these weapon points. So it tells me when I've gained some weapon points. So I suppose that's pretty decent. Anyway, there you go. We have defeated those fellows. And now we can head into the actual siege. Oh, yes. Okay, so now here's the thing. I'm not entirely sure, but I think probably the native units, the regular native units, are not going to be able to deal with the units that you would otherwise be upgrading. So, for example, the blunt blade upgrade tree. So, for example, the Shinigami and the Dark Snipers and the Mercenary Killers and things like that. These archers and things, they are not going to be able to deal with those units. I mean, obviously, I'm severely overpowered at the moment, so obviously that is the reason why I'm actually able to cut through all of these guys. But as you can see, even if I'm not helping, our forces are able to kill quite a few. I mean, we're still losing a bunch. Yeah, a couple, not really a lot, but we're still losing a few. And I think that if you are going to play, it's probably a better idea not to use the regular native units unless you're using something that is a ranged unit or something like that. Because I think that crossbows and indeed maybe the Vagia archers and things like that, they're probably going to be just as effective. But in general, I think mostly the units that you can get from, the Mercenary Killer upgrade tree and Jagged Blades and all sorts of things like that, they are probably going to be in general better. So you probably want to think about that anyway. But I just think it's really cool to have samurai units fighting alongside Nords, fighting alongside these shadowy cult-like figures and mercenaries and all kinds of really, really cool diversity there. I think that is the key word for this mod, diversity, because literally you can do anything you like. You can literally do anything you want. You can have a bunch of hired killers as your army, and again, you can run around, as I've said, with bandits. I haven't actually been able to, unfortunately. I wanted to actually show you that, but in the description of the mod on ModDB, you can see what the bandits level up into. But there are these like really cool things like Crimson Raiders or something along those lines, and they're going to be really good. They're going to be really powerful, and you could technically become a Bandit King yourself, and then you could just, loot everything and, pillage every caravan, and you could roleplay pretty easily there. So, yeah, anyway, as you can see, everything seems to be going very, very easily in our favor because the Nords just don't have anything to go against us right now. And that's it. There you go. That is it. I gotta say, I've actually really enjoyed my time with the mod, with the exception of the RGL errors, of course, but that's not really a big deal if you're not, actually recording the gameplay or anything like that. So there you go, 21 renown for us, and we killed 406. I killed 61 myself. I'm very surprised that our companion wasn't able to get any more kills than 2, because she's got more strength than I do, so it's very, very strange that was actually the case. Oh wow, Jarl Iria is wearing a very weird robe right there. Oh, they all seem to be wearing some pretty weird robes. Okay, so I'm just gonna take them all, thank you. And as you can see, now we get... Look! You get shurikens! You get shurikens, you get all kinds of things, and you can go through the pages. I feel like this looting system is really, really awesome. Anyway, I'm gonna let my companions take all of it. I don't really care about it too much. And I'm gonna take Wurcheg for myself. Yes. Okay, so there you go. Now we can appoint someone. I'm gonna appoint Rags because he's complaining all the time. Alright, so let's see here. Byron's Mighty Care Bears. There we go. That's what we're gonna go for. Because, you know, no reason. No reason whatsoever. Other than the fact that we're kind of, you know, kind of mean, I guess. Anyway, this gives us an opportunity to take a look at some of the kingdom management as well. Because, as you see here, you can click on Recruit Units, and then you can take them immediately to your garrison. You don't have to take them into your party and then into the garrison. You can just put them right in the garrison immediately. Now, in my opinion, that's fantastic. Also, having 48 hours cooldown time, that's really nice as well. It tells you. It actually tells you what you're going to be dealing with there. And we also have this. Ooh, very nice. A weaponsmith. Oh, actually, a smelter increases the quality of weapons and armors in the merchant's store and allows the weaponsmith and armorer to reinforce your weapons and armors. That's fantastic. It will take 3 days for us to do that. We can also sort the defenders if we so desire, but yeah, that's really cool. Okay, so if I go here, then, okay, I'm going to wait here, actually. I'm going to see what happens with that smelter. Well, I actually thought that we were going to wait the 3 days, but there's actually a bunch of banners here that we can select. And as you see, there's actually some really cool, unique art ones. Hilariously enough, there's a flaming skull followed by My Little Pony. Of course it is. Ah, yes, well, anyway, there's a penguin. And a king penguin as well. He has a crown on, so I would assume it's a king penguin. But yeah, there's a bunch of really nice, unique banners as well. I'm going to choose the flaming skull, because why not? There you go. Because we are Byron's Mighty Care Bears. I mean, how could we not have a flaming skull? Ah, one of our prisoners has escaped. How unfortunate. Well, I'm actually gonna talk to the bandit boss in a second, just to see what he gives us, because he might give us something amazing. Oh, no, he doesn't give us anything. Oh, well. Okay, so our building of the smelter has been completed, and we also have a siege on our hands, by the way. King Ragnar is attempting to attack us, and I'm not particularly happy about that, but that's okay. And yeah, as you can see, building a smelter has actually made all of these helms, or I would assume all of these helms, reinforced and lordly and thick and all that sort of thing. So yeah, most of them have been improved. So in my opinion, that's really nice. That is really nice. Anyway, that will be it for this special feature. There's also a barracks here as well if you want to recruit more elite units and shorten the time period of recruiting as well. Wow. Very, very useful. Very useful indeed. Anyway, yes, that will be it for this special feature. If you want to download this mod, the link is in the description. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.